Stunning views, beaches, pools, so much to do. This is the Sheraton Waikiki, and this is why I think it is one of the best family-friendly hotels in Honolulu. Hey guys, welcome back to Go Travel. Today we're going to be talking about the Sheraton Hotel located in Waikiki, Honolulu, and why I believe it is one of the best hotels for families, adults, and children. Real quick, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. It is the currency of YouTube, and I appreciate your support. So I know there's probably going to be a lot of people who disagree with me and might say that no, Sheraton is not the best hotel in Honolulu, and you're right to think so, but I have a few very compelling reasons for why I think it's going to be a great place for you to go if you have kids, and honestly, if you're just traveling as a couple by yourselves, it's still a really great hotel to stay at. So first up, let's talk about the rooms. You can't really get a bad view at the Sheraton just because of the way the hotel is positioned, and honestly, it's just the architecture of the hotel that makes sure that you're gonna have a great view regardless of where you go. It's kind of shaped like this, which is I don't know what you'd call it, like a plus symbol, sort of. You're either gonna have a city view, you're gonna have a partial ocean city view, or you're gonna have a full ocean view. If you're a baller, obviously, but I think anywhere you go in this hotel, it's spread apart enough from the hotels around it that you're gonna have a good view. So how much is that worth it to you? That's up to you. So one of the first things we noticed as soon as we got to our room was just how amazing the view. Like, I was floored by the view. I did not expect a partial ocean view to look like this. As soon as you walk down on the balcony, you see like the beautiful ocean on our right side. We had a bit of the city on the left side, and we were overlooking the pool area, which is also kind of convenient, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. So the room itself is very modern. It's very clean. It's nice. We got 2 full beds. We were traveling with 2 little kids, a 6-year-old and a 3-year-old. And so for us, we were able to split the beds. The kids stayed in one, we stayed in the other. We had plenty of room to ourselves. And the room itself is it's nice, it's clean, it's tidy. It's kind of what you'd expect a typical hotel to look like. But it was a little bit on the newer side. I don't know if they'd done a remodel recently or not. It was just a really great place for us to stay. So my wife and I have stayed at 6 of the hotels located on the Strip right off Kalakaua Avenue, all on the hotels that are on the beach. And I gotta say, like, I was very impressed with the Sheraton and just like the quality of the place itself. It's very clean, it's really well kept up, and there's a lot to do. And one of the biggest things why I think this hotel is such a great hotel is just the location of where it's in. It's so close to like shopping, food, coffee, whatever you want is gonna be within walking distance of the hotel, like within a block, let's say. And I think that's gonna make it easier if you're traveling with kids. Now, I know some people might say, like, why would I go to Honolulu? Why not just go to an all-inclusive in Mexico? And I would probably agree with you. Like, if you wanted to go to Mexico and get an all-inclusive deal, it's going to be great, but you're going to stay at the resort the most of the time. The food is all paid for in an all-inclusive, which is nice. Sheraton is not an all-inclusive hotel, so you don't have to worry about things like, where you're going to go eat and how much is it going to cost if you're in Mexico. Here, that's definitely going to be a factor. But the nice thing about going to Honolulu is you have the ability to go outside of the hotel, and it's pretty safe going outside of the hotel. You can walk on the streets in the evening, you can go to the beach, you can go for a hike, you can rent a car and drive around to the North Shore and anywhere around the island. It's a different type of vacation than Mexico. Honestly, if the room is a little bit cheaper, I would even opt for a city view because you're going to have a nice little view outside looking out over Kalakaua Avenue, and you're not going to be staring into somebody else's room, which is always a bonus. Okay, let's talk about the pools. So there's a main pool area, which is definitely more geared towards the kids. There's a large water slide. We literally could not get our kids off that water slide. The pools themselves are shallow enough that like you don't have to worry about them if they're over a certain age or height. They also have a wading pool for smaller kids, and then I guess you call it a baby pool, to where it's literally just like maybe ankle deep, but they can still have a lot of fun. So it's like kids of all ages have something to do here, and the pool area is going to be one of the biggest driving factors of that. There's also an infinity pool, which is adults only, so they do have adult beverages and things like that over there, but on that infinity pool, you're going to have some like perfectly Instagrammable shots right there. Like as soon as the sun sets, you're gonna see just like a really gorgeous view towards the evening. There's a lot of people hanging out at the hotel. There's servers walking around, especially the infinity pool area, so you can order beverages and food. Loungers all over the place, but I will say the loungers do get taken up pretty quickly if you're going during a busy season, which is one of the reasons why, like I mentioned before, I liked seeing the pool area as soon as I walk out onto the balcony, because I can kind of figure out like, okay, should I go down and reserve a spot now, or do we have a little bit of time to wait? I would always recommend getting a spot as early as you can, and just kind of like, you can set your towels and your things down. Nobody's going to steal it most likely, and then just kind of go about your day. Now, obviously, Sheraton is located right on the beach. Like, it's literally just steps away from the pool to the beach. And for some reason, I don't know if this is accurate or not, but it feels like the sand located at between Sheraton and Royal Hawaiian is just one of the softer ones. Like, we've stayed at the Moana, which is a few doors down. The sand there's a little bit more brittle. There's a little bit more seashells and stuff lying around. So I don't know if they like clean it or if they bring in sand from somewhere else, but it was just really nice. And our kids, like, they enjoyed making sandcastles. They enjoyed riding the waves with their floaties, but obviously that requires a lot more adult supervision if you're going to be in the ocean. Things do get a little bit deeper as you head out more than a few feet. There's shallower areas, which is obviously great. But I'll be honest, our kids, like I mentioned, like we couldn't get them out of the pool area. They just kept going back and wanting to go back. And it was kind of easier because, washing, if you've never had to wash your kids' sand out from all of the crevices, you're going to want to stay in the pool area for sure. Okay, let's talk about price really quick. So when we went in June of 2023, we paid $5,000 for a week. So 7 nights at the Sheraton. That was for 4 people, including flights with a partial ocean view. So $5,000 for that whole trip. I think it was pretty good, especially considering the hotel itself and like the location of it. It's just super convenient. But again, it kind of depends on the season that you're going. If you're going earlier in the year, like January, February, you might be on the lower end of that. I think the prices can range from about $350 a night. The highest I've seen was $550 a night. That's probably going to be in like May or June. So just plan accordingly. You're going to have a great time regardless. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I travel, there's a few things that are super important to me. Food is probably one of the biggest factors. And so at the hotel, there's a few restaurants. There's a Kai Market restaurant, which is kind of like, just a typical sit down. It's open most of the day. There's a Rumfire restaurant, which is open, like they serve food throughout the day and beverages if you're staying at the infinity pool. And then they open up, they have like live music in the evenings, which is really awesome, just if you want to like hang out and have some really nice vibes. There's a Honolulu Coffee Company cafe located inside the hotel as well. I think the coffee there is wildly overpriced and not worth it, honestly. But they do have things like pastries, so if you wanted just to grab a snack real quick before you head out, go for it. I do think there's better options located just outside of the hotel, which again, like for me, this is why this is one of the best hotels to stay at, is just because the location itself is so convenient and so closely located to everything. So we went to Island Vintage restaurant, which is located just inside the Royal Hawaiian Shopping Center. The food is really good. The portions are very generous, and the prices are, I would say, reasonable. They are on the pricier end, but the portions are massive. The thing that my wife and I kind of learned was just we would split an entree. They have a Wagyu burger, which is really good. But instead of just, each of us getting an entree and kind of like eating it and stuffing ourselves, because you will stuff yourself, we would just order one entree, split it in half, order some fries for the kids, and then just share kind of like salads and things like that. So I would recommend Island Vintage. That one is super convenient, super close. They have a coffee shop, which is pretty good. They do serve Kona coffee, which is going to be expensive. The coffee shop does get super busy in the morning. I think as people are just like getting up, they're getting their coffee and going for, a walk or just strolling around. So be sure to get there like earlier. You're probably going to be in a line just to get into the cafe. For dinner time, they also do get a little bit busier, but again, we're kind of like earlier eaters, so we'll probably eat dinner around like 4:30, 5 o'clock. So it really wasn't too bad. Now there's a ton of other restaurant locations around. Yes, I know this. There's so much food options to pick from. There's like higher end stuff like Roy's. There's lower end stuff. There's like a food hall inside the Royal Hawaiian Shopping Center, which is going to be on the cheaper end. I don't have enough time to list them all in this video. So if you do have, like, if you're looking for a specific recommendation, we've eaten at a lot of these places. Be sure to drop me a comment and I will do my best to reply. Now, I know there's people who have been to Honolulu a lot more than I have, and they'll probably debate me on which hotel is best for families. One that frequently comes up is the Hilton Hawaiian Village. It's located at the end of the Strip. My wife and I actually stayed there on our honeymoon in 2013. The only thing I will say about Hilton, it's a great hotel. They've got a private lagoon, and there's like a pool and a restaurant. But if you wanted to get to where most of the action is going, like if you're kind of, you like city vibes and you like to explore and just walk around and people watch, you're going to be walking at least 20 minutes just to get to the main Strip. And that's if you take the beach. There is a trolley that goes from the Hilton to downtown and back. But again, you're just going to be spending a lot of time traveling back and forth, which again, if you want just like a secluded type of vacation where you're staying at the hotel, you're paying for the food, which is, you know, going to be more expensive at the hotel because you're kind of captive. Definitely go for it. The Hilton Hawaiian Village, I wouldn't say it's, you know, it's not necessarily cheaper. Like it can be a pricey hotel as well. For us, the biggest thing is just like, we want to be near where the action is happening. My wife and I love people watching. We love to walk around, and there's just so much more to walk around next to that kind of center area on Kalakaua Avenue, which is where Halekulani, Sheraton, Royal Hawaiian, Moana, all those are located. So for us, I like to stay kind of closer to the action because we just want to explore in the evenings. Now, there's other hotels which are right next door, which are also good options. So the Halekulani is probably, I have nothing bad to say about Halekulani. It's a gorgeous hotel. They've gone through a remodel. They have a big pool. Their beach is really tiny. Like you can easily see, like it's kind of cordoned off. The waves do get kind of rough towards the evening, especially, so you'll be moving your blanket further and further back. The sand itself is it's a little rougher, and the waves are a little bit bigger there, so probably not the best to be on the beach there with kids. But the pool area is nice. The thing about Halekulani is it's very expensive, like a lot more. I think it's probably the most expensive hotel located on that Strip right there. The other option is Royal Hawaiian. Again, this one's going to be a little bit more expensive than the Sheraton. It's located right next door. But like I said, you do get access to the Sheraton pool area. So it's really just kind of up to you on what your budget is. I like the Sheraton. It's a little more modern. The Royal Hawaiian is a little more true to like the Hawaiian roots and like the history and things like that. It's beautiful. And I've heard that some of the rooms have been remodeled recently. And so sure, try it out. But for us, like everything just worked out. Like, you know, the price and the location and everything was just great at the Sheraton. Now the Moana Surf Rider is located a little bit further. I think it's like two more doors down. I believe it's 2 more doors down. We've stayed there in the past as well. It's a gorgeous hotel. The thing with Moana is you really have to be picky about which room you get. You have to stay in the tower. I think it was the Diamond Tower, I believe it's called. I don't remember. But it's like the big tower that they built next door. That's got the newer rooms. The ones that are in the main sort of area of the hotel have a bit of a antique smell to them. So probably not the best. And again, Moana's not going to be, it's probably going to be about the same price as the Sheraton anyway. So I just say go for the place that has like the nicer pools. The Moana's pool area is limited. Like it's a very small pool. The beach is nice. And they've got this like super awesome tree. I think it's a banyan tree that's in the middle of the hotel. So if you're, you know, doing brunch and things like that, it's nice. You know, all of these hotels are going to be fairly nice with the exception of a few of them. Moana's another good option. But again, the pool area, like if you have small kids, you just can't beat that. So, kids-friendly pool, a beach just steps away, access to all the shops, restaurants, even luxury shops if you're into that. Kind of makes Sheraton Waikiki my #1 pick for Honolulu, but I know people are going to disagree. So if you have other places that you guys would recommend, be sure to let me know. I'd love to visit and kind of give my honest take on it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Again, be sure to like and subscribe and share this video. That is the currency of YouTube, and I really appreciate everybody's support. See you next time, fam.